What's up, guys? For Suicide Grind. Hope I didn't fucking knock something over. I didn't, thankfully. But today I decided to do a video that I don't really do often. And of course, you probably see the setup is a little ghetto. But I decided to just do a video like this. This isn't necessarily like, how do I say it? Like a top 5 as in the ones that I like the most. Some of these are favorite albums. I will elaborate more on that. But these are like almost milestones for me in my collection, and you will understand as I go. So I'm just gonna go right in here, and I'm gonna put them back as I go. So the first one. This is actually the first vinyl I ever purchased. I purchased this before I even got the player because they sold it at my local fucking grocery store, believe it or not. And this album has my favorite songs of Iron Maiden, all of the favorite songs pretty much. I mean, you got I'll tell you my absolute favorites, even though I love every song on this fucking album. It's Can I Play With Madness? That one's the second favorite, and the absolute favorite that I think is the best thing that Iron Maiden ever did is The Evil That Men Do. I really love this fucking album for that song alone. And that's actually the reason why I bought this, but then I listened to it, and I have a lot of other Iron Maiden vinyls. I might have to talk about them once upon a time. I want to complete my Iron Maiden collection, but I don't know how much room I have for that even. But I have a lot of Iron Maiden albums. I have like, I don't know the names. I'm bad with the Iron Maiden album names, but I have the first one. I have Killers, this one, Power Slave, Peace of Mind, fucking. I know I have more. The Number of the Beast. And I'm pretty much, I've bought the ones that are my favorites, so it's also like Somewhere in Time is in there so as well. So I think I have either 6 or 7 of them. I'll have to check, but I want more. The ones I want are Fear of the Dark, and I know there's some other one in there that I can't just remember off the top of my head. And it's not the newest one. I do want the newest one, a physical copy, but this was basically the first vinyl I purchased with my own money, and that's why this is obviously a sentimental record for me, because it was the first one I bought, and this is the 2014 remaster. I don't know exactly when I bought this, but it was like probably in 2018, something like that. 2018 or 19, I think it was, at least. One of those years are the year for sure. But that's it for this one, basically. I just love this album. It's got the songs, and it was actually my introduction into collecting vinyls. The first one I actually did that I actually got that I didn't buy myself was actually Dio's Holy Diver. I own the physical copy. It was a hand-me-down. So that's the story of that. But that's the first one I bought with my own money. Now I'm gonna explain what kind of list this is. Now the rest of this is like, as I said, milestones. So here's another milestone. Why is this a milestone? It's the fucking best album they have ever done. It's a sick ass fucking sweet motherfucking gatefold double LP. Because the album is fucking long. You get like one, literally, the album has 4 songs in total, but there's like one song per side on every disc, and I like this fucking album a lot. This is probably the best album you can find within this style of progressive. It's a weird mix, in my opinion. It's like a mix of progressive music. It's like prog mixed with death metal mixed with black metal. It has a little bit of both of those. But Nail Oblivious Scaris fucking earn this album is a milestone in my collection, not just because I fucking love this album a hell of a lot, but also because I believe this is my No, I don't think it's my second ever purchase on Discogs, but it's one of my first purchases on Discogs. And it's also a milestone because this album actually marks the change in my music taste, where I started to enjoy more professional music, for lack of a better term, in my head right now, because I don't have a better, like, wanting a deeper meaning in the not necessarily the lyrics, but the deeper meaning in the song structure and the riffing itself. When I started enjoying this was the album that actually got me to do it, apart from a lot of Vector albums, which I have every fucking Vector full-length album on disc, on CD, just not on vinyl, and I want to change that, but I don't know if all of them are on vinyl. I'll have to buy it on Discogs as well, so it's kind of a sad thing. I know I bought this one before nails and all that, but next one's a little bit of a doozy, because this next milestone is actually not one, but 2 records. And I'll explain in order of what's most amazing. So I'll take the most amazing for last, because collection-wise, this one is like, here's what I will say. These 2 albums are my favorite Morbid Angel albums in the discography, period. There's nothing changing that. I'm not going back on that word. I just happen to like this one a little more than Gateways on certain days. It's really the same thing with a lot of bands, where, like, if I have more than, like, one favorite album, it's usually like, okay, what am I in the mood for? Am I in the mood for the fastest fucking album they ever did, or am I in the mood for fucking, the doomier, but it still has fast songs, fast double kicks and all that? When I hear, like, people call opening, I'll talk about that later. But this one is a milestone because it is my favorite Morbid Angel record, album, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Well, it is both of those, actually, words that I just mentioned. And a lot of that does come down to Pete's fucking speed and all that. And this is a milestone also because this is the first of its kind. I believe this is the first, like, really fast album in my collection that I bought. Like, fast, fast, like fucking breakneck fucking 260 BPM, that stuff. I know they have some 260 BPM and some maybe like 220 on Alters, but that one is not like this kind of speed, this one's like double the speed almost at certain songs. And it's also, I believe, it's not the first death metal album in my collection, but it's the first death metal album that's like this, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but that's this kind of, like, full-on fucking breakneck motherfucking speed. Like, because this is faster than Alters. I'm sorry, it is. Pete's fucking drumming on this one after they showed them that fucking Mortician drum machine. Not sure how fucking true that is, but, it's a story. And of course we got fucking Trey in the Swamp and all that great stuff. But that's just for this album. We have a whole other fucking Morbid Angel record to talk about after I get these down here. And I definitely bought this one before. Okay, yeah, I bought Morbid Angels before motherfucker Sideways Flapper Hair. Anyways, we're going to talk about Gateways to Annihilation. This one is a milestone for also several amount of reasons. One, because, well, it is, in fact, a original. I bought, this one is the most expensive fucking disc in my collection. Let's just put it like that. Because this is the original 2000s pressing of Gateways to Annihilation, which, until I pretty much re-listened to Formulas like 5 times, specifically 5 times, because it was something like that, I had to listen to it a lot more, and once it actually like settled in, and I did the same with this one was my favorite upon first listen. This one's still up there. It's more of a mood thing, as I said before. But of course, the milestone part is that it's a fucking original copy. The sleeve, it's a bit shitty, if you want to put it nicely. It doesn't have an insert with the lyrics. I don't think. No, it doesn't have an insert with the lyrics, and it's a very, compared to the other ones I've had, a flimsy feeling. One of these, whatever this paper thing is called, jacket, something like that. It's pretty flimsy feeling, but I got over that pretty quick. I don't care, and it's, of course, again, I was trying to say this before. This is a doomier album, but then you look at songs like Ageless Still I Am, 230 BPM, To the Victor These Spoils. I'm pretty sure that one's like 230 or 225. Still fast, so those are two fast songs. Then Opening of the Gates, people call slow, but I don't know what about those 280 BPM double kicks are slow. But you do you, man. If that's slow, you're fucking deaf. Let's just say that. Double kicks on this, and it's not a slow song at all. It's just doomy sounding in the mix, and I fucking love. I think the only thing that I can say that I love more on this one than Formulas is the fucking mix. It's so bassy, doomy, and fucking all. It just has that. It has some big fucking doomy balls on, and I don't know what it is about this mix. This is my favorite mix in any metal album of all time, honestly. Like, the way this album sounds, I've literally had wet dreams about recreating this album sound because it's just that good. And it has my favorite Morbid Angel lineup, which is Pete, fucking Trey, of course, Trey's, I mean Pete, Steve Tucker, and Eric. That is my favorite Morbid Angel fucking lineup, because simply it's just that much more up my alley, and especially with Eric Rutan, he has the song God of the Forsaken, probably also a fucking fast ass motherfucking track. Literally like 250 BPM. His leads on this entire album is just, come on, man. How can you manage to make something so beautiful and heavy and doomy at the same time? It's like giving you a little bit of the creeps as well. This is like just a perfect fucking record. Like, that's why this is such a mood thing for me, because this one is just so... It's hard to explain my love for this album, because it's pretty much on par with Formulas. It's just sometimes I'm in the mood for just pure fucking raw neck, breakneck speed, and sometimes I want the more heavy shit, you know? It's their heaviest album, apart from Kingdoms. I think Kingdoms is their heaviest album production-wise. I know some people are going to have a problem with that. And by the way, if you do have a problem, get lost, suck a dick, or something. If you know that people have different music tastes, you probably know what that's gonna be. You can probably guess if I love fucking Gateways to Annihilation. You could probably guess that just from seeing some other videos, like me fucking unboxing Incantation's new album and reviewing it, a really good score, and also talking about how much I love Incantation. I have an Incantation guitar pick I got from John McEntee, fucking throwing it out, but it actually bounced off a woman that was next to me onto the stage. I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that. But that leads us into this next one, which is Autopsy Mental Funeral. And how is this a milestone in my fucking record collection? Because this is a fucking great motherfucking way of me being introduced to the fact that I, for the longest time in my life, hadn't listened to Autopsy until literally like this year, I think. Well, I can't see that on this one, because this is a 2010 remaster, or reissue. It's probably not a remaster, but if I say remaster, I probably mean reissue, by the way. I'm just a little retarded with that, but this marks the very album that actually made me realize that, wait, I love Gateways to Annihilation. This is really fucking good. I just, immediately listening to this is up the same alley for me. I mean, this is doomy fucking Death Doom on the max, and it's also got some killer tracks. The fucking album cover rocks. You got the fucking band photo on the back, like a billion photos of the band on tour and shit, and the lyrics look all handwritten and all that, really fucking awesome. You probably can't see that because I know my camera is really dark. And the vinyl itself actually has this, in my opinion, like old school-ish look. Like everything about this record I love. And that is going to be reflected in a future video where I proceed to buy another Autopsy album. Because the next purchase, I think, might be the new album. I want to pre-order the new album, and I want to buy fucking Macabre Eternal. It's Macabre Eternal. And I'm going to explain to you guys that Macabre Eternal, even though this one is what got me truly into Death Doom, Macabre Eternal, all day, every day, twice on Sundays. I'm just saying that much. You can probably figure the rest out yourself. It's my favorite Autopsy album, but this one is a milestone because of the fact that it actually is the album that made me realize there's something to this whole Doom thing with me more than just I like Gateways to Annihilation. And it happens to be a little doomy. Because a lot of my favorite tracks are the slower tracks, and I really like slow, doomy, fucking just droning tracks. I remember the first time I heard Sun O in like 2017 or something, I was mind blown by how good I thought it was, because I didn't realize that slow music could be this interesting to me. I think it was the Sun O song that everyone's heard. It's like, I couldn't believe it was the night, or something like that. Someone will probably understand what it is. But that's that. I definitely bought that after. I'll put it here, whatever. That leads us to the most recent accomplishment. And why is this a milestone? Because it's my fucking first Cannibal Corpse vinyl that I purchased with my own money. I mean, no one's bought a vinyl for me of Cannibal Corpse with money. The other one was just handing me down for a fucking deal. But my first Cannibal Corpse album that I bought on vinyl is in fact my favorite one. Well, big fucking surprise. You're gonna buy your favorite first and then buy in the rest eventually. I do want to own every album because I do like every. I think the only ones that I don't especially love, like that I don't love, is like Gore Obsessed and. And then the Skeletal Tomb, I think, as well. But the thing is, those I need to really listen in full, because I know the first time I listened to them, I was too fixated on the surrounding albums. I want to listen to them as their own isolated things, if that makes sense. But this is my favorite album, my favorite Cannibal Corpse lineup, even. I can say that strongly, because my second favorite album is The Wretched Spawn, in case you happen to give a fuck. But this, Corpse Grinder, yeah, we know that guy's in the band, but aside from the obvious Alex, Paul, and Corpse, Jack and Pat as a guitar duo, in my opinion, is Cannibal Corpse, in my opinion. I know people will fucking get on my ass for that, be like, oh, fucking Bob Rousset, fucking Rob Barrett, and that's about it. I know people are fucking in love with Pat, I know that much, but Pat and Jack specifically, they composed my favorite riffs, my favorite solos. Even in Deicide, my favorite riffs are written by Jack. It's just that he is that good of a fucking riff writer. And Pat as well because my favorite song ever by Cannibal Corpse is the Wretches. No, it's Frantic Disembowelment. Extreme, fast, disconjointed, all those sludgy terms that you love to hear. I just fucking dig this album so much because Gallery of Suicide, it has a little bit of black metal, it has a little bit of death metal, it has a little bit of death doom in some songs. It's got a little bit of everything that I love. It's got the fast shit, the really fast shit, the slow shit, and the really slow shit. And From Skin to Liquid is the best death metal fucking instrumental of all fucking time, apart from Dismember's Nenia. But I think that one's not even like comparable because it's not even a fair comparison because of Dismember, you know. But yeah, this one is a fucking album. Huh? This one is just such a good fucking album. I love this one so much. And the next one I want by Cannibal Corpse is The Wretched Spawn. I own, obviously, Inhumane Harvest and motherfucking the latest one, Blood Blind. Chaos Horrific, I mean. I got the fucking whole ass box set. Said they're like a little white girl from California. But now you get to see what I do. I'm still feeling like I wanted to listen to Heretic today, but it's like pretty late and I'm getting all tired and all that. So, but those are like the top 5 milestone albums in my fucking collection. And of course, that is just because it talks a little bit about where I started, what I did next, and what happened during the middle of the story, and like where we're now. Because the Cannibal Corpse Gallery Suicide is literally this year I bought that one. This year is basically my vinyl purchase year. Aside from all the concerts I went through, I went to like 2 or 3 even. 4 actually. This is the most concerts I went to this year, and it's also the most vinyls I bought this year, because I bought like, I lost count at this point. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like 17 or something like that. Maybe even more. But, how are we running on time? Oh, we're good. It's only 22 minutes. Damn, I thought I was gonna be yapping on for like 40 minutes on this one, so I don't even need to edit this video. Fuck yeah, bros. Obviously, there's gonna be a special video for when I receive the Dismember albums. And I will talk about every album in the, I didn't want to spoil this initially, but when I get the final 3, I'm gonna make a video on just the final 3. I'll talk a little bit about them. But I'm thinking of making a video where I talk about every single Dismember vinyl that I have, because some are EPs and some are full lengths, which is like one EP. I do want Misanthropic EP, and I do want the fucking demos, the complete demos. I'll probably buy them on the Discogs, like everyone would normally do. But the one I want most is the Live Blasphemies fucking live DVD, because I need some DVD, you know what I'm saying? That live DVD is as good as purchased. That's the only thing that I might buy instead of Macabre Eternal and the new Autopsy at the end of this month, because that DVD is like important more than anything to me. And the reason also is because it would go really nicely with this one. Actually, you know what? Instead of listening to fucking, you know what I was talking about. Instead of listening to Heretic, I think I'm gonna watch this DVD, because I haven't watched it in a year or two. So I'm gonna go enjoy doing this, watching the Children of Bodom fucking Stockholm Knockout live from Chaos Region Years. I have a t-shirt, actually, of this fucking warning sign and the guy. Because it's, you know, this is actually the only physical copy of any Children of Bodom I have. But it actually makes sense because they play a lot of my favorite songs here. And, you know, it's just... I gotta go fucking watch this. Let's just say that. So, that's it for me. I've been Suicide Crown. You've been watching me talk about some top 5 milestone albums in my collection. More so focusing on, like, what encouraged me to move on in my collection to something else, something new. What actually made me go from one thing to the other, and stuff like that. So, like, some more sentimental stuff than just, like, oh, I love this music. So, that's why some had, like, groupings and Iron Maiden. I could put every Iron Maiden, but then we would be here for an hour if I talked about every Iron Maiden I own. But, anyways, that's a little bit of that. I will be making a video at the end of October, in case you happen to give a fuck, when I receive Where Crosses Grow, motherfucking, The God That Never Was, and Dismember, self-titled. Oh my god, dude, those albums I look forward to the most, because they might actually, like, just, like, substance-wise, they might be the, like, top 3 ones that I usually have the most sucky for. Those are the 3 albums that I tend to be in the mood the most for, even though I could honestly say that every Dismember release is my favorite. Even the demos. Like, that's why I want the whole demo fucking disc with all the demos from fucking, you know, 80s and shit. And why I want Carnage, Dark Recollections, and the Misanthropic, because it really is just a mood thing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and you will be looking forward to that. But you know the motto, stay cute.